What's up guys, Poke here. Before we can actually get into the tutorial, I will explain what a negative 1-star run is since it's such a new category. If you know about Mario, then you know about 16-star and maybe about 0-star. And so far, 0-star was actually the fastest and the lowest amount of stars you could beat the game with. But recently a player named Ecop found that it was actually possible to beat the game with less than 0 stars. But you might be thinking, how is that even possible? Well, first let's take a look at the normal 0-star route. In a normal 0-star run, you skip all the stars by playing only the Bowser stages. Mario then reaches the final Bowser fight, throws him 3 times, and finishes the run. But did you notice something there? To beat the game, we actually collected this big star at the end, and since we call this category 0-star, that means this star is actually in the star count of 0-star. It would be more properly named 1-star. So if we get to the ending credits without collecting this big star, then we would have done a true 0-star run. Or if we're following the naming conventions of runs, a negative 1-star run. Ecop found that if you build enough speed at the start of a run and move in this semi-precise manner, you can actually cause the game to perform tasks that it wasn't meant to do. In speedrunning terms, we usually call this arbitrary code execution, or ACE for short. This allows us to replace the star spawn animation at the end with a stop command, which prevents the star from spawning and then takes Mario directly to the end credits, skipping the ending cutscene as well. We activate this stop command with the final Bowser text box by writing a function that looks at the string of letters only present in that final text box. And since timing stops when the player can't control Mario anymore, it ends as soon as the final Bowser text box is scrolled. But enough of what a negative 1-star run is, let's actually learn how to do it. So first, like always, you want to watch the intro. That doesn't really change. Then, after the intro, it actually does change. Then you will line up and BLJ on this beach. And this part is a bit complicated. You'll want to line up on this dark spot on the beach and then pause on this frame. And after you BLJ, just mash 15 times a second. If you did the mash correctly, you'll actually end up in Vanish Cap, and here you'll do a setup for the negative 1-star run. This BLJ is more like feel than anything, but just play around with mashing at slightly different speeds or holding slight off angles, since the angle I'm actually holding is up. So in Vanish Cap, you'll collect the reds, but don't collect the last red coin. And this is important because this coin is actually part of the ace setup, and this actually works as the trigger for the stop command. After we collect everything but the last red coin, we'll BLJ on this elevator and then Mario will disappear. But make sure to fix cam because Mario is actually in a parallel universe, and then hold left for 3 frames. If you do everything correctly, you'll actually appear in the lobby in the foyer. This is actually something else Ecop found that is related to Ace, but it's something else called RCA. It's a bit too complicated for me to go into, but if you do it correctly, then you'll actually spawn in the foyer. If you do it incorrectly, you'll spawn outside. So once you're in the foyer, everything's set up, and now you'll just do a normal 0-star run. You also know if you did it correctly because Bowser will always dance in Dark World. It just so happens that the same bit that triggers the credits is actually the same one the game looks at to make Bowser dance, which is pretty interesting. Since 0-star is just normal, and I won't go into detail because there's other tutorials on that, and this tutorial will just do a simple 0-star run, and let's just get to Bowser in the Sky. So in Bowser in the Sky, we're almost done, but unfortunately we have to do some really weird movement here because the Chuckya on this stage actually has a chance of moving to the right, which will mess up the A setup that we did earlier. It's something with his positioning angle. It can actually edit the bit that the Bowser text box is. Yeah, we just want to avoid that. So just triple jump here and then ledge grab. This triple jump is a bit difficult, but it should be easy enough to get consistent. Once you do that triple jump, the Chuckya won't ever move in a way that messes the setup up. At least I haven't seen it yet. If it is possible, then it's probably like super rare, because if you just go around like normal, it almost never works. And then we'll just do the stage like normal and enter the final Bowser fight. And we'll do the throws like normal and everything and talk to Bowser. And the last part of the setup is actually making sure we scroll the final text box frame perfectly. So this is actually one of the harder parts of the negative 1-star run because it's at the end. Because like if you mess this up, then it won't work. We have to scroll the text box as early as possible, which means on the first frame. The reason we have to do this is because every text box has a timer that increments for every frame the text box is on the screen. And this timer is actually how we'll direct the game to look at the memory address of the red coin in the vanish cap that we set earlier. So if we scroll one frame too late, the game will try to find a 9th red coin, which doesn't exist, and then just crash the game. So that just means we have to scroll on the correct frame to point the games towards the 8th red coin. And there you have it, just a simple guide of what a negative 1 star run is and how to do it. Yeah, basically, I hope this gets added to the main categories, since it is technically a different category than everything else. So it should be in the leaderboards in the next few days. But I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you guys have fun with this new negative 1 star category. So thanks for watching. If you need help on how to actually do this negative 1 star run, don't contact me.